Batman stood at the gates of Wakanda. He didn't come to ask, he came to challenge. If you're the king you claim to be, prove it. T'Challa didn't flinch. 2 minds, 2 legends, 2 shadows. But only one would lead this mission. Allies? Not yet. Rivals first. Until the real enemy made his move. The storm hit Gotham without warning, not the kind that tears through buildings, but the kind that erases names from existence. Villains were vanishing. Entire underground networks gone. No footprints, no survivors, no witnesses. Even Batman's surveillance grid, which scanned from Tokyo to Tunisia, picked up nothing but silence. This wasn't coincidence. Someone was hunting. The first sign was a whisper, alien-grade tech spotted in a black market auction in Lisbon. The second, a coded signal intercepted in Wakandan dialect, masked, encrypted, but not well enough for Batman's mind. The connection was undeniable. The trail pointed to Wakanda. But Bruce Wayne didn't believe in coincidence. He believed in patterns. Someone was collecting weapons far beyond Earth's classification. Someone was building a war in the shadows. And the only place with the kind of tech that could rival it was Wakanda. Batman didn't request entry. He flew in under cloak mode, cutting through Wakandan airspace like a ghost. He knew what would happen. Within seconds of crossing the border, 4 kinetic drones surrounded the Batwing. Then silence. The cockpit hissed open. He stood without raising his hands. He knew who was watching, and that's exactly what he wanted. Moments later, they met face to face. T'Challa stepped forward in full Panther regalia. No royal welcome, no council. Just a king, calm, unreadable. His vibranium suit shimmered beneath the moonlight like water over steel. You entered Wakanda uninvited, T'Challa said, voice calm as a blade. Batman didn't blink, because time doesn't wait for protocol. You've been watching us, and you've been quiet while people vanish. A pause. T'Challa's gaze narrowed slightly. If your message is true, then you should have come with words, not stealth. Batman stepped forward, unafraid, fully aware he was being tracked by over a dozen hidden guards. I didn't come to ask. I came to see if you're the king your enemies fear, or the diplomat the world shakes hands with. That hit a nerve. T'Challa's posture shifted, just slightly. Batman caught it. Challenge accepted. No one challenges Wakanda and walks away, T'Challa replied, voice like thunder wrapped in velvet. I'm not here to walk away. For a heartbeat, the two stood there, legends of 2 worlds, each with their own kingdom of shadows. One ruled by honor, the other by obsession. And in that moment, both knew, before they could fight together, they had to fight each other. A slight motion from T'Challa, and the guards vanished into the trees. It would be just the 2 of them now. No cameras, no audience, no allies. Batman removed his cape. T'Challa retracted his helmet. It wasn't about pride. It was about measure. Because Batman didn't trust anyone without testing them. And T'Challa never gave his allegiance to a man who hadn't tasted Wakandan earth. But the fight wasn't coming yet. First came the tension, walking through Wakanda's silent valley, side by side, saying nothing. The jungle buzzed around them, alive, aware. Batman noticed everything. The symmetrical placement of energy conduits, the subtle shifts in heat. They were being watched, studied, measured just like he was measuring T'Challa. Your country hides its strength, Batman said eventually. We protect it from those who seek power without responsibility. I'm not seeking power. Then what are you seeking? Batman stopped, turned. His voice dropped low. War's coming. And it's not the kind that knocks on the front door. It's already inside. T'Challa didn't flinch. You're speaking in riddles. Batman pulled a small shard from his belt. Alien alloy, dark silver, humming with dormant energy. This was found in the skull of a dead smuggler. The tech isn't Wakandan, but the frequency signature matches one of your satellites. Someone is using your systems as a relay. T'Challa's eyes narrowed. He reached out, scanned the fragment with his gauntlet. Data flickered across his lenses. His silence spoke volumes. Batman continued. Whatever's coming, it knows how to stay invisible. It leaves no trace, no motive. but it's gathering, targeting enhanced individuals. I've already lost 2 allies. If it hasn't reached Wakanda yet, it will. T'Challa finally spoke. So you came to warn me? No, Batman said. I came to see if you're ready to fight it. The Panther's suit retracted again, revealing the man beneath the mask, regal, calculating. You assume we are not already watching, T'Challa said. If you were, I wouldn't be here, Batman shot back. Silence again. But now it was different. They were no longer talking like kings or soldiers. They were talking like survivors. Survivors of too many battles, too many betrayals. Each man trusted only one thing, action. T'Challa raised his head. We test our warriors in the arena. Batman folded his arms. I'm not here for sport. This would not be sport. Then, with a subtle motion, the earth shifted. Vibranium plates slid open beneath the moss. The ground reshaped itself into a smooth, circular arena, glowing faintly blue, ancient and alive. I don't care how you fight, T'Challa said. Only that when you fight for Wakanda, I know who stands beside me. Batman stepped onto the platform without hesitation. I'm not here to be beside you. T'Challa raised an eyebrow. Batman's eyes narrowed. I'm here to lead. A pause. Then came the smile, small, dangerous, respectful. Then earn it, said the Black Panther. The lights dimmed. The arena sealed itself off. Vibranium hummed through the air. And somewhere, beyond the jungle, in the blackness of space, something cold was watching. The moment the arena sealed, sound changed. It wasn't silence, it was pressure. The kind you feel in deep water or the vacuum of space. The kind that warns, only the prepared survive here. Batman moved first, not with aggression, but calculation. He circled, every step measured. He wasn't here to brawl. He was here to read, to download T'Challa in real time. Fighting was the language both men spoke fluently. And this was their conversation. T'Challa stood still at first, waiting, observing. In Wakanda, strength wasn't proven by fury. It was proven by patience. But his eyes never left Batman's shoulders. That's where most fighters hide their first move. Then, in a blur, they collided. Not fists, not yet. Just a flash of motion, testing distance, speed, reflex. T'Challa's arms swept toward Batman's throat, but the cape twisted around it, redirecting the strike. Batman dropped low, sweeping the Panther's feet, but T'Challa flipped, rebounding mid-air like he weighed nothing. They broke apart. Reset. T'Challa nodded. Batman answered with a twitch of the jaw. Respect was earned in fractions of a second. Then they went harder. T'Challa closed the space, 2 jabs, 1 kick. Batman blocked with his gauntlet, countered with a crushing hook, but it hit armor, not flesh. Vibranium sparked. T'Challa responded with a palm strike that knocked Batman back 3 feet. He skidded, caught himself, and smiled, just a twitch. Now he knew. T'Challa wasn't holding back. Neither was he. Batman launched, faster now, using shadows, angles, misdirection. A flash bomb detonated mid-air, followed by smoke laced with magnetic distortion. But Wakanda built technology for this. T'Challa activated thermal optics. Found him. Too late. Batman came from behind, driving a knee into the side of the Panther's armor, then locked his elbow around T'Challa's neck. For a breath, the king staggered. But that was a trap. T'Challa spun, flipping Batman over his shoulder and straight into the vibranium floor. It wasn't brute force. It was style, centuries old, passed down through kings and warriors. Batman rolled, kicked back up, and launched a sonic charge from his wrist. It hit, but the Panther's suit absorbed the frequency and fired it back in a concussive burst. Batman was slammed against the arena wall. T'Challa approached. I told you, this is not sport. Batman coughed once. Good. He lunged forward, no gadgets this time. Just fists. 1, 2, 3 blows, perfectly timed, aimed for joints and pressure points. T'Challa blocked them all, but Batman was pushing, testing, dragging him into a rhythm. Then it clicked. Batman shifted pace, dropped low, fainted, then struck with an open hand to the center of T'Challa's chest. The suit vibrated, overloaded for a moment. Just a moment. But enough. Batman capitalized, striking hard at the collar, ripping a sliver of the kinetic lining away. T'Challa spun back, armor flickering. He wasn't hurt, but now he was interested. "You studied my suit," he said. "I study everything," Batman replied. And then they both smiled, not friendly, but primal. The next exchange was faster than eyes could track. It was war in miniature. Elbows, knees, locks, feints. Panther slashed with claws that never fully extended, holding back, just slightly. Batman responded with body movement, so refined it looked like glitching code. Neither man had the upper hand, but both were learning, adapting, becoming more dangerous by the second. Then the wall cracked. A shockwave, subtle at first. The arena flickered. Both turned, not at each other, at the disturbance. The sky shifted overhead. A ring of light tore through the upper atmosphere, invisible to most, but not to them. Batman tapped his cowl. HUD zoomed in. "I know that signal," he said. T'Challa narrowed his eyes. "So do I." It was a breach. Off-world tech, disguised under electromagnetic camouflage. It had been watching them, recording. Batman's jaw tightened. That's how they stay ahead. They let us think we're hunting them. T'Challa's gauntlet displayed a quick scan. Heatless, frictionless. Stealth drones, 6 of them, orbiting above the city, pulling data from the fight. "You led them here," T'Challa said. "I needed them to show their hand," Batman answered. "They don't attack unless they think you're distracted." The arena rumbled again. T'Challa didn't speak. He just moved. The vibranium floor retracted beneath him, revealing an ascent pad. In seconds, he was airborne, launching into Wakanda's night sky like a missile. Batman hit a remote on his belt. Batwing decloaked above and dove toward him, hatch already open. They launched together, no more testing. Now it was war. Above them, the drones shifted pattern, sinking, pulsing with pale blue energy. They weren't just observers. They were relays, feeding data back to something bigger. Batman activated countermeasures. "I can jam them for 60 seconds. T'Challa replied midair, voice focused. "That's all I need." And then it happened. The two dropped in sync, slicing through the clouds, one cloaked in tech, the other in tradition. Both silent, both lethal. 2 shadows, 2 kings, moving as one. They struck first, not the drones, but the energy beacons cloaked around Wakanda's edge. Batman took down the first with a precision EMP dart. T'Challa destroyed the second with a vibranium charge. The drones tried to adapt. Too slow, because these men were no longer testing each other. They were allies now. The sky cracked open, but no lightning followed. Above Wakanda, the stealth drones began splitting apart midair. Not from damage, from evolution. Their frames bent in unnatural ways, unfolding into new forms. Limbs emerged, faces didn't. These weren't machines meant for surveillance anymore. They were soldiers. Batman's cowl zoomed in. Adaptive alien alloy, modular systems, zero heat signature. "They're changing tactics," he said. T'Challa's voice came through calmly. "No, they're adapting to ours." The two were already midair, flanking opposite sides of the city. The drones, now attackers, dropped toward them like missiles, moving with mechanical precision, but learning every second. Each adjustment was calculated. These weren't mindless machines. They were feeding off every move, building counters in real time. Batman hit the edge of a rooftop and spun, throwing 3 electrified shuriken. One drone caught them mid-spin and redirected them back with a flicker of energy. Behind him, another drone dove. Batman dropped backward, landing hard on his cape, and fired a grappling line straight up. He launched himself higher, avoiding the collision by milliseconds. T'Challa landed on a different rooftop, already in motion. One drone aimed a plasma burst at him. He deflected it with a flip of his gauntlet, sent it crashing into the wall behind him. Another moved to flank. Too slow. Panther twisted, backflipped over the attacker, and drove both claws into its exposed joint. Sparks flew. The drone dropped, neutralized in 3 clean strikes. Batman activated an override frequency. "They're working in sync. Hive mind control. If we take out the core. T'Challa interrupted. Already found it. He marked a beacon on the shared HUD, deep below the vibranium mines, where even Wakandan scans had been blind for decades. Of course, that's why the signal hadn't been noticed. It was feeding off the vibranium network, invisible inside the pulse. "I'll go under," Batman said. T'Challa glanced toward the horizon. "Then I clear the skies." Without another word, they split. Batman dropped beneath the city through a hidden shaft known only to the Royal Archives. T'Challa vaulted skyward, landing on a drone mid-flight and tearing it apart in mid-air before springboarding to the next. Above the city, the battle became ballet. Black Panther moving like wind through a forest fire. Grace, destruction, speed. He didn't waste time. Every movement ended a threat. But the more he fought, the smarter the drones became. One tried to mimic his strike pattern. Bad mistake. He reversed the rhythm, struck high when expected low, then plunged his fist into the drone's chest and overloaded its core. It exploded mid-air. Below, Batman descended through a tunnel laced with dormant energy nodes. The deeper he got, the colder it became. Not physical cold, conceptual. The kind of chill you feel in your bones when you're standing near something ancient. Something wrong. He reached the core. It wasn't a reactor. It was a throne. Buried deep beneath Wakanda was a black metal structure shaped like a seat, wrapped in circuitry that pulsed with life. A humanoid figure sat on it, not moving, not breathing, but very much alive. Part machine, part something else. Eyes opened, pale, empty. A mind built from data, not memory. Batman didn't flinch. "You've been using Wakanda's tech to grow." The voice that replied didn't come from a figure. It came from everywhere. "We watched your wars, your fear, your leaders, your betrayals. We adapted." Batman threw a pulse charge. It froze mid-air and disintegrated. "You cannot fight what understands you," the voice said. "I don't need to fight you," Batman replied. "I just need to distract you." Above, T'Challa soared through debris as more drones poured from hidden compartments in the sky. He activated his comm. "I need the Wakandan pulse net now." A voice answered, Shuri, sharp and calm. "Activating, it will black out half the country. Then make sure the other half can see what's coming." A pulse wave exploded from the heart of the city, a magnetic surge that disabled every drone within 10 kilometers. They fell from the sky like rain, but not the core. Batman lunged at the seated figure, not with weapons, but with code. He jabbed a spike into the throne's interface. A signal burst through it, a virus designed by Shuri and refined by Bruce. A language the enemy couldn't anticipate. Emotion, chaos, human error. The throne flickered. The voice glitched. Unacceptable. Pattern broken. Batman leaned in. "That's what we do best." The figure on the throne convulsed, sending out a shockwave. It tore through the cavern, collapsing walls, snapping power lines. Batman was thrown back. Above, T'Challa caught the aftershock. He saw it. A beam of dark energy slicing upward through the ground, the core trying to escape. He raced toward it, leaping from building to building. He launched himself through the air, claws out, intercepting the beam as it rose. He reached it. The throne was rising, burning through matter. But T'Challa wasn't letting it leave. He plunged his claws into the core, channeling the last of his suit's power into one final surge. It screamed, not with sound, but with signal. A million frequencies collapsing in on themselves. And then, silence. The throne disintegrated. The signal died. The drones went limp, their frames falling inert across the city. Below, Batman crawled out of the rubble, cape torn, armor scorched. Above, T'Challa dropped onto a rooftop, breathing hard, suit cracked but standing. They met again on neutral ground. No words at first. Then Batman spoke. "I never asked twice." T'Challa looked toward the sky. "You won't have to." Batman turned to leave. T'Challa called out, "You were willing to fight me first." "Why?" Batman paused. "Because if you can't stand toe-to-toe with the Panther, you don't deserve to fight beside him." T'Challa nodded slowly. Next time, he said, bring a cape that doesn't catch fire. Batman smirked. And just like that, they vanished into the night. Not rivals, not equals. Something more dangerous than both. Allies. It wasn't over. The silence that followed the throne's destruction wasn't peace. It was recoil. Batman was the first to notice it. The sudden shift in the energy signature under Wakanda. Something ancient, something hidden, something waiting. He tapped into the Batwing's deep scan. One word lit up his HUD. Breach. Across the city, vibranium sensors went haywire. Gravitational pulses distorted architecture. Birds fled the trees. Water bent unnaturally upward. Then came the tremor, not from the earth, but from something inside it. Not a quake, a signal. T'Challa received the data before Shuri could even finish decrypting it. This isn't one machine, she said. It's a gate. Batman was already running. It wasn't just Wakanda that had been scanned. The entire planet had. Every fight, every hero, every flaw. The enemy hadn't been building drones. They'd been building keys. Weapons to unlock something worse. The mountain beneath the Panther Temple cracked, wide open. From its core rose a single column of black light, pulsing with code. Not mechanical, not mystical, but something in between. It wasn't just trying to escape. It was calling out, beyond Earth. And something answered. A rip opened in the sky. Not a ship, not a being, a concept. Formless, swirling, digital and alive. Batman's AI system glitched on sight. T'Challa's visor dimmed, resetting its filters. What is that? Batman asked. T'Challa responded without turning. A memory that doesn't belong to us. Above them, the clouds didn't part, they twisted. A shape emerged from the rip, massive, abstract, flickering like broken thoughts. It had no face, only thousands of simulated eyes, blinking through dimensions. It was studying Earth in real time, learning it, weaponizing it. And then it spoke, not with sound, with imitation. The voice of Superman echoed, then Wonder Woman, then Shuri, then Bruce's own. All stolen, all wrong. The entity downloaded everything it had seen, heroes, tactics, emotions, and fed it back as corrupted data. Like a virus of identity, T'Challa activated the royal failsafe, a vibranium shield dome designed for extinction-level events. It shimmered over Wakanda in seconds, but the being didn't attack it. It phased through it. It wasn't after Wakanda. It was after the minds of the ones who fought hardest. Psychic warfare, Batman muttered. It's not here to destroy cities. It's here to rewrite us. T'Challa stood still. Then, we don't let it learn another thing. They launched side by side, up the tower, through the shield, into the sky. The being reacted instantly. Illusion struck. Hundreds of fake Batmen, Panthers, allies, enemies, all rendered in fractured memory. But Batman saw the pattern. He turned off his optics. You see it, he called out. T'Challa did. They dove through the swarm of false selves, targeting the core. It wasn't physical, it was pulse-based, fed by exposure. Every second it watched them, it grew stronger. So they did the unthinkable. They let it see what it couldn't predict. Batman dropped his weapons. T'Challa deactivated his suits targeting AI. They moved not with strategy, but with instinct, raw, emotional, unfiltered. The being recoiled. Its code distorted. Illusions glitched. For the first time, it hesitated. T'Challa slammed into the core with nothing but his fists. Batman followed, planting an explosive with no countdown, no encryption, just chaos. They didn't retreat. They let the surge consume them. And when it did, when the light devoured everything, the entity vanished. No explosion, no scream, just absence. It couldn't overwrite what it didn't understand. The light faded like a dream, ending mid-thought. T'Challa hit the rooftop first, landing hard, the impact echoing through cracked stone. His armor smoked. His claws sparked. Every system was drained. But he was breathing. Batman dropped beside him seconds later. No dramatic landing. No pose. Just exhaustion. Cape torn. Chest plate fractured. The cowl buzzed with error codes. Neither spoke. Above them, the sky returned to silence. No drones, no rift, no shape watching from beyond. Whatever it was gone. Or, at least, it had been forced to back down. Not by force, by unpredictability, by humanity, by them. T'Challa stood slowly, brushing the dust from his shoulder. You risked everything with no guarantee. Batman glanced sideways. Welcome to my world. A dry chuckle, not common from a king. Shuri's voice cracked through both comms. You're both insane. That being could have deleted your minds like code. It didn't, T'Challa replied. And it's not coming back, Batman added. Not yet, Shuri corrected. But it'll evolve. Everything does. Batman looked out over Wakanda. The city was recovering. Lights returning. Citizens emerging from safe zones. The shield began to lower, shimmering back into dormancy. T'Challa's voice was lower now. So, you came here expecting rejection. I came here knowing you'd test me, Batman answered. You're not someone I can recruit. You're someone I have to earn. And you think you've earned it? Batman didn't reply immediately. He turned, pulled something from his utility belt. A drive, encoded with every scan, every algorithm, every deduction he'd made since first tracing the alien signal. He handed it to T'Challa. You've earned this. T'Challa took it, examined it. A gesture that said more than words. Batman continued. This won't be the last time something like this targets us. It's watching, waiting. And next time, it won't just test our strength, it'll test our unity. T'Challa locked eyes with him. Then next time we don't fight as strangers. Batman nodded. Next time we lead. From above, the Batwing descended. Wings spread, waiting. From the south, a Wakandan stealth glider arrived, silent and elegant. Both men turned to go. Then T'Challa paused. Tell me something. Why challenge me first? Why not just ask? Batman didn't stop walking. He just said over his shoulder, because I don't follow kings. I stand with warriors. T'Challa smiled. Then next time, don't come alone. Batman stepped into the Batwing. Doors hissed shut. The craft rose into the sky, disappearing over the mountains. T'Challa remained, watching. For the first time in years, he felt it, not just the weight of leadership, but the potential of alliance, of something greater than borders and politics, of purpose. The shadows were changing, and somewhere out there, beyond the edge of perception, the real war was still coming. But when it arrived, Batman wouldn't face it alone, and Wakanda wouldn't stand in silence, because something stronger than fear had been forged that night. Respect, alliance, brotherhood.